Ice Punch gets Licky into the red health range. We see the aggressive pivot and the snipe with Shadow Machamp back out. Comes Talonflame with 1 Protect Shield, 2 hard behind Machamp. Gonna fire off the Cross Chop bait. Cross Chop goes shielded. And Talonflame about to fall victim of Shadow Machamp's rock type coverage. Welcome back to the channel. If you're a fan of glass cannons that hit incredibly hard and are very, very spammy, we might just have the team for you. Shout out to Shankstar101 for submitting this very powerful, very spammy Triple Shadow team in the Open Great League. All 3 of these Pokemon have the perfect combination of fast move and charge move pressure. Shadow Machamp pacing lightning fast this season, taking only 8 turns to a Cross Chop. Both Gator and Sandslash. These Pokemon have been around for a while and you all already know just how powerful they are. Their cheapest charge move taking only 10 turns, which is pretty quick in a meta this season. That has kind of shifted back towards fast move pressure with moves such as Astonish and Mud Slap. I've got a tendency to chat for far too long in these intros. My son currently still not very well, so I don't really feel like yapping. I want to watch some battles to cheer me up. So without any further ado, let's get into the battles. And in game 1, Shankstar101 not off to the best start. Leading our fighting type into a fairy type, but Shadow Machamp more than holds its own against the Azumarill. It's able to outpace to that hard hitting Stone Edge. Stone Edge, if it goes unshielded, going to do around half the health. Azumarill also one of the thickest mon in the format. You can see just how hard Machamp hits. Shankstar101 attempted to catch an Ice Beam onto Gator unsuccessfully. The opponent fired off the play rough. We then see Shankstar throw the very nice 7 Shadow Claws and the Hydro Cannon for optimal fast move timing, looking to remove Azumarill from the field of play. The opponent survives on 1 HP and a Dream. We see the opponent bank the Ice Beam for the road, or the potential play rough, and then send out Sandslash. Sandslash absorbs the Hydro Cannon, which of course is the correct play, knowing they're about to get obliterated by the returning Machamp. Machamp gonna shield up the Drill Run, commit to the Karate Chop farm down, and we see Shankstar spamming the switch, catching onto Sandslash, where this move will be resisted. This is the first time I've featured Shankstar on the channel, and you can already tell from this first battle he's got very good gameplay IQ and very good understanding of game mechanics. However, unfortunately, out comes Skeledirge. This does not look fantastic. Shankstar101 gonna farm up, go for the Cross Chop bait. If we land this, this could be winnable. Okay, we force the opponent's final Protect Shield. Stone Edge will be securing the knockout. Is Azumarill in 1 Karate Chop range? Oh man! Very, very valiant effort, but unfortunately we're going to take a heartbreaking loss. But GG's. I think today we could be in for another banger of a battle submission. It's always very nice to feature battlers that throw optimal timing and generally have good mechanics. So I don't get too tilted shoutcasting. In the next battle, we led Shadow Machamp into Shadow Gator, Shadow and Shadow Crime. We saw Shankstar obtain himself an early shield advantage. The opponent sent out Clodsire, and we opt to respond with Gator. Our backline, pretty decent into Clodsire, especially running Powder Snow on Sandslash, but of course we have got to be mindful the opponent will be running Earthquake. We actually shielded up the first Earthquake. Hydro Cannon isn't lethal, but Gator was able to survive the next Earthquake just about and fire off the next Hydro Cannon, removing Clodsire from the field of play. Back out comes the opposing Gator. We send out Machamp. The opponent makes a very nice catch, catching the Cross Chop onto Mandibuzz. Shankstar101 continuing to stay in. I anticipated him going for the catch. He actually attempted to force a CMP tie, but the opponent took the extra style. He then goes for the 1 Karate Chop and the Aerial Ace catch. Very, very nice play. However, we have now give this annoying Flying Vulture a huge energy lead, and Shadow Sandslash, not known for its bulk, 2 Dark Pulses will remove us from the field of play. We see Shankstar attempt to Powder Snow farm down, but Mandibuzz quite literally never runs out of HP. The opponent fired off the Aerial Ace, then go for the Wham Bam combo play. Shankstar going to invest the final protection on the Hydro Cannon, looking to force the opponent's final protection with the Drill Run. Trainer, what are you doing? The opponent invested no Protect Shield and then conceded the match. I'm not entirely sure what that endgame was, but we're going to take it and we emerge victorious. In the next battle, we see somewhat of a corebreaker. Oh boy. Shadow Machamp, of course, does have the potential to one-shot, and we are full sending. Does the opponent respect the damage? They do not. Get that Talonflame out of here. Holy cow, the opponent has no idea how good that thing would have been potentially against our Sandslash. They send out Dragonite. We reveal Sandslash, and the opponent like, fuck this game, concede the match, and that was a very fun win. GG's. And I have got a lot on in my personal life. My God, did I need that boom today. In the next battle, we see Hypno in the lead. 2 better responses in the back. We see the 1 Karate Chop thrown. And then the transfer of the confusion onto Shadow Gator. Our Shadow Gator say switch is answered by Ferrothorn. We farmed the Ice Beam, baited with the Hydro Cannon, but Ice Beam only hits for neutral, so the opponent didn't need to shield the first move. The opponent also doesn't shield the next one. Gator like, I'm just going to take back switch. The opponent then send back out Hypno. My God, Gator is such a menace in this league. Holy cow, Gator not only just countered a grass and steel type, it also forced a protect shield. The opponent sends out Dunsparce, revealing alignment in that game was absolutely everything, and just like that, we take that game. In the next battle, we see Shadow Machamp into Alolan Ninetales. I'm going to assume it's on Powder Snow, hence the opponent pivoted. They send out Gator, we force ourselves an early shield advantage. It looks like we're opting to stay in. We're going to shield at the Hydro Cannon. You can see Karate Chop now. Actually, there's a reasonable amount of fast move pressure. Just the Karate Chop has got the opposing Gator into the red health range. And just like that, we throw on the charge attack priority and force the opponent's final protect shield. Shankstar 101, happy to go all in on Machamp once again. Looking to overfarm. Play to CMP. The opponent makes a savage catch. Oh, baby. If you would have seen that coming in, we could have cleanly one-shot him with a Stone Edge. But this is still a pretty good spot to be in. Sonic the Hedgehog going to completely wall Ninetales, although in fairness a Gleam, even resisted, does around half our health. Shankstar 101 going to fire off the Ice Punch. Ice Punch isn't lethal, but we're able to Powder Snow farm down afterwards. If Gator returns, they're also going to be an Ice Punch range. There's no messing around. Shankstar 101 going to remove Gator from the field of play. Out comes Clodsire, and this looks like GG's. I'm not entirely sure why we didn't throw a Drill Run. Or Ice Punch, just anything, just to chip this Clodsire. It looks like Shankstar 101. Looking to take the hard route to victory. We should still be good here. I imagine that the Shadow Claws with the residual Powder Snow should more or less put this into Hydro Cannon range. Hydro Cannon actually isn't quite lethal. Oh boy, we make a savage catch. It looks like Shankstar 101, an absolute entertainer, catches the Earthquake onto Machamp. Shadow Claw farms down, and we take that game. Heading into the next battle, we see the little dancing hula flower in the lead, Blossom. One of my personal favourite Pokemon. It has access to Leaf Blade, and it gets there incredibly quick. Oh boy. Machamp near gets one shot, Shankstar 101. Gonna overfarm, look for that kill shot, full send and a Stone Edge. Stone Edge goes unshielded, removing Blossom from the field of play. Out comes Carbink. Carbink gonna be greeted with the Cross Chop. Cross Chop doesn't do much as Carbink is a very bulky boy. But this team is triple strong into Carbink. Oh boy, the opponent running a nonsense ABA grass team. We send out Sandslash. The opponent says no thank you and concede the match. Heading into the next battle, a commanding lead. Shadow Machamp into Licky, far too thicky. Once again, we see an opponent looking to utilise the Shadow Gator save switch. And this is why Machamp is such a great lead. You're able to very quickly force a Protect Shield from all these Shadow Gator counter swaps. We are going to match Protect Shields. I'm anticipating us once again farming up. Looking to throw the Cross Chop on charge attack priority. We actually see a heap of energy banked, and this time the Hydro Cannon catch onto our own Gator. I have no idea on the IV spreads of any of these Pokemon, but it looks like Shankstar 101 must be on an attack-weighted Gator. Hence that play, as he was fairly confident he'd win CMP, and he was able to remove the opposing Gator from the field of play. The opponent sends out Talonflame, bank 2 Incinerates, before sending back out Licky, far too thicky, and this is perfect for us, as it now means Sandslash can dodge that Firebird of Death. A lot of Lickys do run Earthquake though, which could also be problematic for our Sandslash, although this opponent goes straight for a Body Slam, anticipating Machamp re-enter in the field of play. Sandslash easily absorbs the damage. We're going to see us fire off the Ice Punch. Ice Punch actually is going to be undercharged. We then see the aggressive pivot and the snipe with Shadow Machamp. Back out comes Talonflame, and the opponent finds himself in the bait game. We fire off the Cross Chop bait. Cross Chop forces the opponent's final Protect Shield, and it's time to remove this bird from the sky with our rock type coverage. Stone Edge picks up that one-hit KO, and we take that game. In the next battle, we see another Talonflame in the lead. Are we going to go straight Stone Edge and one-shot him? Come on, YOLO it. We once again YOLO the nuke. Does this opponent respect the damage? Boo. Why do we always have to find that one trainer that loves to ruin all your fun? The opponent fires off the Flame Charge, removing Shadow Machamp from the field of play. But we should still be in a good spot here. We can send out Gator. We've got to respect this boosted fly. Come on, we've got to respect it. Oh boy, we actually tank the damage. The opponent then sends out Frostlass. We respond with Sandslash, but that very, very healthy Talonflame is going to be a huge problem for us. Oh boy, again, we don't shield the Shadow Ball. This has got to be game over. It looks like Shankstar 101 doing his very best Jamie Finn 1415 impersonation, saving both Protect Shields for next season. We fire off the Ice Punch, go for the full undercharge. The opponent able to resist it, Powder Snow farm us down, back out comes Gator. Finally, we are going to invest a Protect Shield, but this game is going to be signed, sealed and delivered. Back out comes Talonflame. Shankstar recognises the game's over, goes for the undercharge, the Incinerate knocks us out, and we're going to take a heartbreaking loss. Heading into the next battle, we see Toxapex in the lead, a god-awful matchup for Machamp. Stone Edge is going to do quite a lot of neutral damage, but these poison jabs add up very quickly. We land the Stone Edge, we then attempt to catch the Brine onto Feraligatr. The catch wasn't the cleanest, but the opponent is one short of the Sludge Wave, so we do make that catch. The opponent then sends out Greninja. Greninja, a pretty good answer to Gator, although the Shadow variant of Gator, a Hydro Cannon does a lot because Greninja is one glassy-ass mon. We go for the correct one Shadow Claw and the Hydro Cannon. Hydro Cannon force a protection. The opponent looking for that Water Shriek and farm down. Shadow Gator grinning away like, nah, I'm not done. We actually force both protections of the opponent here, which is best case scenario. Although we have a 2-0 shield advantage, if we send out Machamp, we'll very quickly be giving them Protect Shields back. We send out Machamp. The game absolutely screws us over, not giving us the Karate Chop. That one-turn bring-in glitch is so bloody annoying. Shankstar going to invest the final Protect Shield, blocking up the incoming Night Slash bait. The opponent got the boost, but were forced to pivot as we had the cross chop. The opponent tried catching the cross chop onto Toxapex. Shankstar 101 like, nah, I can see that play a mile away, and sends out Sandslash. Sandslash very nicely over farms before firing off the Drill Run. Drill Run removes Toxapex from the field of play. The opponent now sends out Diggersby. Shankstar 101 looking to farm up to the double Ice Punches. That was not CMP. Can we reach the second Ice Punch? Oh, the opponent makes a savage catch, catching the Ice Punch onto Greninja. Shankstar 101 then makes the catch himself back onto Machamp. If this is a Night Slash, I think we win. The Karate Chop knocks him out. No, why didn't we throw? Ah, crazy endgame. I think Diggersby was definitely in cross chop range from a Shadow Machamp. What a game. GG's to both trainers. In the next battle, we see a dreadful lead. Shadow Machamp into Malamar. Once again, we're looking to utilise the Shadow Gator save switch, and we bait out Dunsparce. We're actually pretty good in this matchup. Despite our Shadow Claws being resisted, Gator is such a menace that 2 Hydro Cannons will be removing them from the field of play, and the opponent's unable to one-shot us. So we're either going to win switch or obtain a shield advantage. Let's see what the opponent opts to do. They invest that Protect Shield. The opponent looks for the rollout farm down. Gator, you absolute monster. Gator reaches the next Hydro Cannon and forces both Protect Shields off this opponent. If I was playing here, I'd send out Machamp, tank 1, shield 1 and look for the Karate Chop farm down. Let's see what Shankstar 101 wants to do. He's going to shield the first move, shield of a Duron. We've got to let one go, as we can't afford to leave Sandslash with no Protect Shield, as we'd get superpowered to the face. Shankstar 101 very quickly recognised that fact. He did tank the next move. Back out comes Malamar, and we're going straight for the hard hitting Stone Edge. Stone Edge nearly picks up the one-hit KO. We send out Sandslash, look for the Powder Snow farm down, which we're unable to get. The opponent fires off the superpower, then pivot out into Diggersby. That looks like CMP. If that's CMP, I think the opponent's throwing the game. Fire Punch might be double super effective, but a Scorching Sands does more damage. You're going to see this Fire Punch simply will not get the job done. The opponent can't quick attack farm us down either. So if you're watching Mr. Opponent, if you would have committed to the Scorching Sands there, you would have picked up the one-hit KO. You did not, and we're going to emerge victorious. GG's, and thanks for playing. Heading into the next battle, we lead Shadow Machamp into Toxapex. Oof, we really are on a gauntlet of tough leads. Last time we saw this lead, Shankstar 101 threw the Stone Edge, then attempted to catch the Brine onto Toxapex. Takes 8 poison jabs. The opponent is at the Brine now. We actually throw 1 extra Karate Chop. Attempt the catch, this time unsuccessfully. Oof, gunk shot. The opponent running a surprise nuke. I've never seen Toxapex hit so hard. In fairness, I say it hit hard. I think Toxapex is probably the only Pokemon that can throw a trash can at Gator and is actually able to survive the damage. We landed the Hydro Cannon. Hydro Cannon wasn't enough to knock out. We send back out Machamp. I imagine we're going to go for the one shield. Karate Chop farm down. Okay. Or not, we're just going to put it all on Sonic and hope to clean up. The opponent lets us have a huge Powder Snow farm down. The opponent then sends out Diggersby, so this could be playable. The last Toxapex lead we saw had two things weak to fighting in the back. And if this team's exactly the same, I think one shielding with Machamp, Karate chopping farming down would have put us in a better position. We're going to let Shankstar cook. As the opponent's running Fire Punch, perhaps we won't even see the third. The opponent actually looking to two-shield their third. They send out Talonflame. The opponent completely wastes our time. We're going to concede the match. In the next battle, we see Shadow Machamp into Sonic the Hedgehog. The opponent save switches into Gastrodon, and we respond with Gator. Shankstar 101 takes the initiative, striking first, landing the Hydro Cannon. If we correctly shield on Earth Power here, we could just Shadow Claw farm down. We do correctly shield at the Earth Power, and just like that, alignment will remain ours. The opponent sends back out Sandslash. I imagine they're just going to completely sack this thing, as it is god-awful into our Machamp. We land the first Hydro Cannon. We're able to reach the second Hydro Cannon, forcing a charge attack priority. I highly doubt the opponent's shields. They do not. They're going to save two Protect Shields for their third, which is revealed to be Ariados. We send out Sandslash, which is a complete wall to the pesky Spider, and the opponent is going to save them shields for next season and concede the match. GG's, and thanks for playing. In the next battle, we see such a huge corebreaker. Machamp into Gallade. We stay in, attempt to throw the resisted cross chop, losing CMP. Gallade one-shots Machamp, and this Gallade is still not done. It's got the potential to one-shot our two remaining Pokemon as well. We send out Shadow Gator. Shankstar 101 very wisely invested protection. Can we Shadow Claw farming down before the next Leaf Blade is reached? Yes, we can. Gallade. Very hard hitting, but my god, that thing does not tank fast move pressure well. The opponent sends out their own Gator, looking to use it as the damage sponge. But in the Great League, two Hydro Cannons do remove them from the field of play. Shankstar 101 once again looks to force a charge attack priority. Unfortunately, this time the opponent running even a more attack weighted mon than us. Our next Hydro Cannon does at least force a protection of the opponent. We send out Sandslash. I imagine our win con is one shield, Powder Snow farm down. Hope they've got something very weak to ice in the back. The opponent does have something weak to ice in the back in the form of Clodsire, but the only win con is us stalling out the timer and making the catch back onto Gator. Switch timer is now 50 seconds, but unfortunately it will not be popping up and saving us. The opponent able to reach the Earthquake. Poor old Sonic going to get cleanly one-shot vanquished. Back to our Pokeball. One Poison Sting knocks out Gator, and we're going to take a loss. GG's to that opponent. In the next battle, we see Shadow Machamp into Shiny Gator. There is a rumour that Shinies do more damage. That's a myth. Shadow Pokemon are the only Pokemon that do more damage with a 20% buff. However, that 20% buff to your attack does come at a cost of a 20% debuff to your own defense. We see the opponent attempt to catch a cross chop onto Jellicent. Shankstar 101 banks a boatload of energy before responding with Gator. Gator last second correctly shields at the Shadow Ball and once again throws at very disciplined timing. One Shadow Claw and the charge move. So using a 2-turn move like Shadow Claw into a 3-turn move like Bubble, you want to throw at 1, 4 or 7. I've been very impressed with Shankstar 101 today, maintaining disciplined timing throughout today's showcase. The opponent sends out their own Shadow Machamp. If you wonder why all the Shadow Gators have been shielded when they've been counter swapping into our Machamp, that's why. Cross Chop cleanly picks up the knockout. This could be quite a tricky endgame. Shankstar 101 sends back out our own Shadow Machamp. The opponent still has a Protect Shield too high beyond. We fire off the Cross Chop. The opponent doesn't make that catch. Our Shadow Machamp will be removing the opposing one from the field of play. We send out Sandslash. Sandslash can tank a Hydro Cannon. However, this is still tricky. We can throw the Ice Punch, getting off some chip damage, which won't KO. If we commit to the Drill Run like we do here, we're going to lose CMP. So it's now left to Machamp. Can Machamp survive the Shadow Claws? Reach the Cross Chop? Yes, it can. Who was worried? From a very tough spot, we're able to take a very close game. However, very, very well played, Shankstar 101. I take my hat off to you, buddy. Heading into the final battle of today's Shoutcast, we see Mew in the lead, running Volt Switch. Oh boy, we say switch into Gator, which of course isn't going to appreciate the electric type quick move damage, but we are able to force ourselves an early shield advantage. Is the opponent running Wild Charge as well? Holy cow, the opponent goes to the Wild Charge and dip, and then send out Cofagrigus. Trainer, you are so weak to a Dark type. The opponent tanks the Hydro Cannon. They definitely had a move there. I've got no idea why they didn't throw. They're going to reach the first move after 7 Shadow Claws. I believe they actually threw 8. The opponent then sends out Electro with an ABA Electric strategy. This team is wild. The opponent does get a very nice Volt Switch farm down. We send back up Machamp, and I'm anticipating us looking to completely sacrifice it. Once again, the opponent continuing to farm up, potentially looking to reach a Hyper Beam. Although they're currently one Volt Switch short of the Hyper Beams, this can only be a Discharge. Discharge isn't lethal. We see the pivot and the attempted snipe with Sandslash. We get the snipe, back out comes Mew, and the opponent is going to concede the match. Shout out that opponent for a very spicy team. And that is just about going to wrap things up for today's Shoutcast. If you want a fun, very oppressive, very powerful triple shadow team, give this one a try for yourself. So if you're enjoying the content, smash that like button. If you're new, consider subscribing. If you like your battles featured on my channel, a link to the battle submission form is down below. And as always, a huge thank you to everyone for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one.